Hello, your old pal Stevie Coyle here at Mighty Fine Guitars, Lafayette, California, with a Friday noontime webcast, like most Friday afternoons at noontime Pacific Daylight or Standard Time. Today's featured guitar, kids. Somebody, whoever checks in first, please do let me know if the sound is okay. I think we're all right. Aside from me banging the microphone, I think we're okay. We have picture. Do we have sound? Tell me in a second. Oh yeah, it's a McIlroy guitar. MC, capital M, small c, capital I, Roy. If you don't know McIlroy guitars, you know Lowden guitars. Dermot McIlroy worked for Lowden for 10 years or so, and there's a lot of Lowden-ness in a McIlroy guitar. This one is the A25 Cutaway. It's, get you all the specs on this. It's a cedar top and walnut back and sides, if memory serves. Yes, black walnut back and sides. Red cedar top, and a long scale, which for those of you that do dadgad, those of you that might play or aspire to play a Lowden guitar, long scale is probably what you're after because you're going to want to tune down to dadgad or open D, and for that, a longer scale length, a longer distance between the nut and the saddle is going to serve you better for intonation purposes and stiffness of that string when you tune it down. I'm allergic to everything, apparently. Wow, it's just lovely. For fingerstyle in particular, cedar is a lovely top wood. It doesn't have the ping, the nasality, to get a little pejorative about it. It doesn't have the total high-end 4K kind of sound the spruce top has. It's mellower, warmer, even though that's a dangerous term. It means something good to everybody, but what does it mean? I don't know. Hi, David Hilliard. How's the sound? Is the sound okay? I'm going to back up a little bit. I might be crowding the mic a little bit. Don't want to distort. It's lovely. Thank you, Robert B. Good. Glad it sounds good. Sure sounds good here. Come on in and play it if you're anywhere in the Bay Area. You know what you can do, what a lot of people do, is they do the Bermuda Triangle. They make a day of it. They stop here at Mighty Fine Guitars. They go to Griffin, see what they've got. They stop at Eric Schoenberg's shop up in Tiburon in Marin County. What a lovely day. Stop and have lunch somewhere, have dinner afterwards. So if you do the beginning or the end of your Bermuda Triangle here in Lafayette, I'm right on Restaurant Row. There's a zillion really good restaurants right here. Whoa. Everybody. Whoa. asked him. Put him in the ground, 6 feet down, till you hear that coffin sound. You can weep and you can moan, but that old boy ain't never coming home. Another man done a full go round, Roy. Another man done a full go round. That's quite lovely. Let me read you out some specs. Now, like I was saying, Dermot McIlroy worked for Lowden for years and years, so it's got a lot of Lowden-ness to it. And boy, you know, I tell you what, I had Lowden years ago, and I loved it. It did not travel particularly well. Here's the thing about cedar. It doesn't travel as well as spruce, and here's what I mean. The band I was with, Menudo. Menudo were doing our first festival in not British Columbia, in way out east in Canada, in the Maritimes, and it was beautiful there at the Stan Rogers Folk Festival in Canso, Nova Scotia. On Thursday afternoon, it was 70, 75 degrees and still sunny. It was fantastic. By Sunday afternoon, it was sleeting sideways and about 20 degrees. And the poor cedar top of that guitar just gave up and said, I'm not going to stay in tune for you. This actually happened fairly early in the festival. Things got a little darker and wetter. And so I had to borrow a guitar, which was embarrassing enough, except that this was our first tour. And the other guitarist had put his guitar through luggage, which was a bad idea. We didn't realize how bad an idea. We should have had a rough idea of how bad an idea that was going to be, because when he checked, and I checked my guitar too, my guitar came through fine. His, though, when it went on the conveyor belt behind the clerk at the check-in counter, for whatever reason, those big, heavy rubber little curtains that would block your view from what's going on in back there, you know, it usually goes through and that drags across there. Well, those were broken, those were gone, and we could see in the back there. Ooh, you don't want to see in back there. The laser came down and scanned the tag, and this giant arm made of iron with a big knobby on the end of it came along and whacked the luggage one direction or the other, whatever conveyor belt it wanted to go on. We thought, ooh, that's glad we got the good cases for that. We had some nice Calton cases. Well, his guitar never showed up that whole time, so he had already had to borrow a guitar. I had to borrow a guitar because the cedar top of my guitar gave up. But unless you're traveling a lot and going to be in extremely variable climates like Canso, Nova Scotia over a weekend, you don't have to worry about it. And cedar does have a certain sound to it, especially when paired with a lovely walnut. Much of my own album, 10-in-1 it's called, thank you very much for asking, much of 10-in-1 was recorded on a cedar walnut guitar. And I loved it. It recorded beautifully. So here's a Dermot McIlroy. I'll read you out some of the specs. Back and sides, black walnut. Top, solid western red cedar. The neck is a 5-piece neck with mahogany on the outsides, maple next in, and then walnut in the middle. 5-piece neck is great. You know, terribly pejorative to call that plywood, but on a neck, you might want plywood because it's going to be really stiff. That's why plywood is plywood, because they build it like this so that it doesn't twist. So a multi-piece neck, also very Lowden-ish, is kind of a good way to go. The edge bindings are, this is so cool, pear with maple and rosewood purfling. Rosette is Pau abalone and rosewood. Wow. The bridge is a Brazilian rosewood. Heel cap is pear again, pear wood. Love it. and nut and saddle or bone. Asking on this is $36.50. It's a great guitar. And for much less than a Lowden would probably sell for, you can have something that's very Lowden-esque. If there are certain features, there's some vibe about Lowden that you really like, entirely available on a McIlroy. This is a Dermot McIlroy guitar from 2005. I just swung into a bit of nerdery here, kids. I had been in drop D tuning. I'm swung into G6 tuning, which is to say the low E string is tuned down to D, the A string is tuned down to G, but the E string, the high E string, is not tuned down to D, which would take you into taro patch or open G tuning. You just leave that at E. It's really fun because you get the benefit of having a big G down low for free, nothing happening in the left hand. But all of the top four strings are just the same as they are in standard tuning. So you get to do all kinds of cool stuff. And for this, because, we could go into this at great length, but I'll try and keep it short. For whatever reason, the ear is not scientific about intervals. The ear wants to hear not what is available on a tuner, a standard tuner, and not what is equal temperament, where you've got equal distances amongst all the intervals between do, re, mi, fa, all equal distances sonically, frequency-wise. The ear really wants to hear that 3 interval in whatever key, considerably flat, between 10 and 14 cents flat, 10-14% flat. If it can be really picky, it would also like to hear the 5 intervals, the do, mi, so intervals, a little bit sharp. Rather than mess with all of that, whenever I swing into an open G tuning, I like to take my B string down just an That's what the dobro guys do as well. All them dobro folks. I took it down from where it was around there. Just sits nicer there. See, that's where that extra 25 and a half inch scale on this, and that's where that extra little fraction of an inch comes in handy. So when you tune your strings down with a longer scale, they stay nice and stiff, and you can kind of whack them good and hard and get a nice solid tone out of them without sharpening them up. And also, when you move up the neck, sharpening those notes, the fretted notes, is going to be less obvious. It's going to be less, which is sometimes more. You can quote me on that. Isn't it sweet sounding, Mike? I concur completely. Good, good. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I just wanted to show you this McIlroy A25 cutaway. For those of you that need to get to the meedly notes up here, they're available. Cedar top, walnut back and sides, 25 and 5 inch scale, 1 3/4 across the nut. $36.50 is the asking on this. Come and get it. It's just a terrific guitar. 4 guitars came in yesterday, and I'll be stacking them up. I've got one to show you next week from Sparky Kramer, one after that from Collings, a Collings 000 12 fret slot head, a Martin 000 slot head 12 fret, and a Groon Versatar. Oh, yeah. So that'll be in coming weeks. So stay tuned, kids. If you have any comments or questions, stack them up down below here. Hi, Scotty. Nice to see you. Doesn't it sound rich? I agree. There we go. Stay tuned. Friday to Friday, I'm going to try and stay real steady with the noontime webcast if there aren't people in the shop. I do them every Friday. All those guitars are on the way. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, there's a great show at the Freight. For those of you in the Bay Area, there's going to be a great show at the Freight and Salvage, the Freight, it's called now, the Freight, in Berkeley on April 12th. Two Hellman family bands, Purple Glaze and Marco and the Polos, and kind of a super group with Barbara Higbee, Laurie Lewis, and Vicki Randall as Hills to Hollers. 3 bands in one night. As I like to say, just think of the savings. So that's on April 12th. What else do I have to tell you? That's plenty for now. Like I say, if you got comments or questions, stack them up down below here. If I don't know the answer, I'll go find out or make up something really convincing. That's all for now. Thanks for tuning in. I sure do appreciate it. Your old pal Stevie Coyle here, signing off from Mighty Fine Guitars in Lafayette, California. Ta-ta, everybody. Bows and flows of angel hair.